it in.
What's good, everybody? This is the one and only GM, and today I'm gonna make a different type of video. In this video, I want to explain to you guys the difference between trying to get nice at old fighting games and getting good at new fighting games. So, getting good at old fighting games, getting good at new fighting games, and I'm gonna start to explain a little about that right now. In old fighting games, there was really at the time there was really no YouTube, you know what I'm saying? There was really no content creators like that. So the only way you could learn stuff about the game is either go to a forum or just learn it on your own pretty much. So there was no easy access to techniques, tech combos, anything. A lot of the stuff comes from here. You have to figure out stuff yourself. So there was no easy access to tutorials or nothing like that. So it's a lot easier now for somebody to get good just by looking up stuff online and figuring stuff out based on like what people tell you and stuff like that, or what you see on YouTube. You could just look up a tutorial, a guide, just buy the game, the frame data in the game, and do that. Because before you couldn't even find frame data, you had to look it up yourself. So that's what made it harder to play fighting games before, just for the fact that you could not. You had to just study the stuff yourself. You have to come up with stuff yourself. You couldn't just like find stuff. So before, fighting games were a lot harder to play because the materials and assets you needed weren't right in front of you. Another thing too, as you can see in Tekken 7, um, Tekken 7 has Tekken 7 has rage arts, and armor moves and stuff like that, right? So in general, it makes it a lot easier for somebody to make a comeback rather than somebody just poking somebody down and just using fundamentals to make a comeback. Plus, this game has rage arts too, which armor super moves. Older games didn't have stuff like that. Older games had less comeback factors. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot harder to make a comeback before than it is now, and defensive play is a lot easier to play now, just because you see, I didn't block there, and now I'm gonna get rage art right there and kill him. See that? You see that? So stuff like that. That was a straight comeback off of a combo into rage. Older fighting games you could make comebacks, but you have to be a little bit more solid with it. So stuff like that. Of course, you can poke in this game. You can poke a little bit, but the movement isn't not that good, right? That's why you see I'm playing really aggressive and really offensive, because the movement isn't too great. So it kind of forces me to have to poke a lot and play like that. But now you see he's in rage now, right? Look how much damage he's gonna take just from being on rage. It's gonna be a lot. So he could make a comeback right here. A lot of, like he said, you see a lot of damage and rage, so it's an easy comeback. See that? Easy comebacks. Easy comeback just because of the rage factor in the game. So that's one of the examples of easy ways to come back in Tekken in the newer games that you couldn't really do in older games. Rage is a big thing. Plus, of course, this game has armor moves and it has rage drives and stuff too. So that's one thing too that makes the game a little bit more scrubby. So let's move this along a little bit. See, I got him with another counter hit on the wall. Look, watch. See that? Let's move this along. So yeah, that's a perfect example of stuff. So yeah, I got the example of it. It's a lot of stuff you have to worry about with that. Let's go to another game now. Let's go to Tekken 6 now.
So we have a very solid top three for this tournament.
Let's go to Tekken 6 right now.
Finals. The winner of this
You can see the difference in Tekken 6 now. Tekken 6, you see, is going to be a straight fight. A straight fight. A lot of pokes, a lot of fundamentals, no arm moves. Of course, it's still counter hits like that. Of course, that's just a primary thing of Tekken. But, and of course, this game has rage, but of course, there's no arm moves or rage art. So you see, I'm just beating him by just straight pokes because there's no arm moves I have to worry about. It's just straight fighting. And not everybody in this game has a lot of counter hits. There's little counter hits. Of course, this game was when the game started getting a little bit scrubbier. You see, he hit me on counter hit and rage, and it took like half life. But the thing with this game is that all you needed to do was worry about rage. But other than that, you don't need to worry about arm moves or rage arts and stuff like that. So the game is a bit more, you know, easier to make comebacks in. Well, harder to make comebacks in. Tekken 7 easier to make comebacks because of the arm moves and stuff like that. So you see it's more fundamental based. But Tekken 6 is when the game started getting a little bit more scrubby. By adding the rage. The rage makes it a lot easier to come back. So that's when they started adding like easy asses or comeback factors. Is in this game. And this game also, it had the when you low parry in this game, is straight automatic bound. It's a straight automatic bound rather than a full combo into a full combo into wall, whatever. So you see, I'm just chipping him down and stuff like that. And throw breaks, of course, throw breaking was way harder in this game through. Like a 1+2, you have to press 1+2. You know, right and left, you have to press either 1 or 2. It depends on the hand. So like that, I had to press 2. And if he did a 1 throw, I would have had to press 1. So it's not like Tekken. You see, I'm breaking all the throws. It's not like Tekken 8 where you have to you could just mash any button and break any specific generic throw. So that's another reason why older games are hard to play. They simplify a lot of the newer games to make it easier for people to play. So in this game, you needed solid fundamentals. You couldn't just armor your way out of situations and stuff like that. You have to think a lot more when you play this compared to, you know, Tekken 7 where it's really limited on you know, how you play and stuff. So that's basically it with this game. This game is like, you see, they got the wall combos. Almost the same. The wall Oki was way more rough in this game too. If you get up straight and get up wrong, you can reset and stuff like that. Back rolling too. If you back roll wrong, you can eat a full combo. So there's a lot of situations in this game. Like just getting up on the floor was just way harder in this game. It took a lot of, like, you really need to think how you get up. It's not like, you know, Tekken 7 where you could just spring kick or toe kick or something and, you know, you out of it. So that's one thing that makes this game a lot more or a lot more, you know, skillful. Of course, it's still the counter hits. You see, now I'm gonna hit him with the wall. You have to be really smart about how you get up. That was max damage too, right there. Traded with the back four. You see, I'm just kind of just poking. It's a lot of poking in this game. Of course, it's still, you know, big boy counter hit stuff. But other than that, you still have to play solid. But then, like I said, this is when the game started getting a little bit more scrubby. See, low parry, instant bound. I messed up the combo though, but that's an instant bound right there too. So let's go to the next game after this. We're going to look at Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, right? Let's check it out. So you see the game is a lot more fast-paced. This game doesn't have no rage arts, no armor moves. It's just straight fighting, and the movement is really intense in this game. So you can't really you could get away from a lot of stuff. Look at that whiff punish. Now he's going on the wall. So the wall combo damage was really high in this game, but like I said, movement was really OD in this game. So you could move out of a lot of situations. Like, it still had the big boy counter hit stuff, but it was a lot of poking, a lot of turtling, and like I said, the movement was really crazy, as you can see. This is still probably like the best Tekken game, and this was the grand finals I played in 2007. So yes, I've been playing this game for a very long time. I've been a lead player, so this game was like the epitome of Tekken. Some people didn't like this game though, because they felt like the movement was too good and you could kind of just spam safe moves over and over and keep turtling. but it made like the high level matches way more solid in that aspect. You know, way more solid in that aspect that you have to really turtle and fight. Compared to what you gotta deal with now, where you just gotta eat 50-50s all day. That's why people, you know, a lot of people are hoping in Tekken 8 that the movement is better, so at least you can like move out of 50-50s. You know what I'm saying? On sidewalk instead of just eating a bunch of buttons all day and not being able to do nothing about it. You know, you see how this game is just straight fighting. Now he has to be careful how he got up. You see, he got up wrong, down 4-4-4-4. So the get up mechanics in this game is mad rough because get up kicks were both launch punishable, and then it was like back row traps. So if you back roll wrong, you eat a full combo in certain situations. And the Oki was OD too. Like on knockdowns, you have to be real careful how you get up too. So it's not like Tekken 7 where you could get up either way. And there's of course there's tech roll traps on the wall. If somebody tech rolls wrong, you could jump on their back and get a big damage combo. So this game had a lot of cool stuff, and you see it's more ground orientated. You see, we just pretty much fighting. And Blazing Kick had a lot of pushback. See, wow, he had a while staying launcher. I forgot about that. So this game is more when Tekken was a little bit more solid. This game, and the next game we're gonna look at is Tekken Tag 2. Like that game is more solid than Tekken 7, but that's when Tekken really started getting nutty with the tag crashing and the tag outs and the tag combos and the gimmicks and stuff like that. Like the movement was good, but the damage was really explosive in Tag 2. Like very explosive. But you see this game, the movement is really good. And there's a lot of like pressure situations. As you can see too, I was doing counter hit on minus before people were even doing that shit before. So I was one of the first people to actually come up with this playstyle with Lee. As you can see, this was in 2007, and I was doing minus frames to magic fours and stuff like that, and crushing after minus frames and stuff like that. So for a lot of you guys that don't believe that I was the one that came up with the minus on frames counter hit setup stuff, now you see that I was the first person to come up with this. Anybody else that claims that they came up with this type of play style, they lying, because I'm literally showing you footage right now of me playing at a major tournament in 2007 and me doing counter hit traps, back four and the jabs. You see, the Oki was real right there. He had to take it. That's why fighting games was a lot more hand back then too. A lot more harder to play. Like all the stuff I learned, I literally had to learn by myself, or just grind in the forums and ask people questions and stuff like that. And I had to go to arcade every single day to learn how to play my character. Because honestly, I didn't have Tekken DR. I didn't have it for mad long because it came out on console, but I was still practicing at the arcade to get better at the game because I didn't have a PS3. Like I didn't have any money, so I didn't have a PS3, so I just went to arcade to practice this game so I could get good at it. So there's a lot of grinding, man. The arcades is where I got good at. See, he's doing spacing stuff too. Alright, let's go to the next video. We're gonna look at Tag 2 Grand Finals of me playing at NEC, right? So you can see the difference. Tag 2, the movement is really good, but like I said, the damage is really, really high. And this game just has rage is OD in this game, because when somebody does a rage move on you, when you use rage, right, all your character's recovery health is gone. You see, he lost his recovery health. And then after you do a tag assault, your partner gets rage. You see that? There's a lot of stuff you got to worry about in this game. This game is mad rough. And the damage is really high too. It's hard to move in this game too. Like the movement is good, but some characters like Lee, their movement wasn't too advanced. So some people, this is like one of their favorite Tekken games. But like I said, it's really Oonga Booga. You know, the rage, the tag assault combos. There was tricks to tag in between plus frames to do safe tags. There was a lot of stuff in this game that you could learn if you really lab. You know, like you could poke, but pokes don't do a lot of damage. You see how I'm poking him and it's not really hurting him like that. Back four. Now he's gonna go to the wall.
Threatening with that back four, and back four is almost impossible to whiff punish. It's so hard to whiff punish that move.
See, So this game was pretty solid, but this is when Tekken
You will see
started
a
getting a
lot
little bit more
of
scrubby.
GMs just
And
chilling in the back,
there was some guides for tag
doing
2,
back
but there wasn't a
four.
lot of information to get good at this
Happens a
game, to
lot.
be real with you. When
Yeah.
I think about it, like there was some frame data websites like R&B
Nah, you
Norway,
know it's
but some of
coming,
the
but like
information on that was inaccurate.
you just can't
So
get
it was hard to
caught up.
get good
No.
at this game, like because this game a lot of
I don't
people
know who
weren't
to
really
look at.
playing
Look
it
at.
like that.
I was trying to
But I think towards the end of
land
Tag
pretty
2,
good
that's when
range in
information
Maki,
started getting a little bit
and I was
easier
trying to whiff
to
on this
find,
back four with
so you can
like
learn how to play.
Maki
But
stuff.
nobody
It's
was really
hard.
making guides and nothing like
You
that
gotta
for
just
this
let it
game
go,
neither.
man. Like sometimes you gotta
But
let
this
it go.
game does have crazy comeback
Yeah,
factor
it's
just
harder.
because of the
You
tag
gotta watch out
assaults.
because then they do back four and you try to go
The
with
tag
it.
assaults
Steady pull behind it.
and
Try
the
to keep
rage,
coming
of
in.
course, because rage is silly and the tag assault combos do a lot of damage. And Koreans were so dominant in this game because the movement was too OD in this game. Like they could literally just space you out and move out of everything,
Walked up
and not really worry about anything
Like, Jim will
else
get a
because they could
couple
just
hits,
move
they
out of
go back
everything.
off,
So I
and
hope
he goes
movement
back
becomes
forward.
balanced to the point
In that case, it was standing.
that they you just can't just move out of everything and win just by having
And then
superior
no
movement
punish
to
on the,
everybody.
walked into two again.
I don't want anything to be abused too much.
That was really fast.
Okay, so in games before this,
No
right?
punch in the hop
Games
kick. Nice jump.
like Tekken 4, those games are really hard because stuff like Tekken 4, Tekken 4, Tekken 4 is a really rough game, right? And the reason why Tekken 4 is rough is because the just frames in that game is really OD. I'll show you the just frame moves in Tekken 4 right now. It's a lot of just frame moves in Tekken 4. The movement wasn't that good. And Tekken 4 doesn't have no crushes. There's no crush system in Tekken 4. That was normal. So you could delay it too. The TGF was delayed. Look at that. You see, that's a just frame right there. It was a hidden move and a just frame. So that's one thing that made it OD. He got a full combo. All this stuff, you had to really play the game. Like all these secret just frames and stuff, it's not stuff you could just look up online and find out. Unless he was on Tekken Saibatsu in the forums, and it was somebody that found it out and then told you about it. So the execution barrier in Tekken 4 is really crazy. Not only that, there was no crush system. What I mean by that is that you can't high crush. There's no high crushes and there's no low crushes, right? So you kind of had to hold that when somebody was doing highs and lows on you. Another thing about Tekken 4 is that the movement and sidestepping was really weird in the game. It was kind of weird to sidewalk and move out of stuff. I don't think sidestep was really that great in this game. And this game is like a lot of levels are banned, because it was like glitches. See, there's a normal one and then there's like a just frame version of it. It deals more damage with a single kick. That's mad weird. But it was like infinites, like with the down one with Paul in the garage level or in the fight arena. So there was like infinites and all types of crazy stuff in this game too. He had a just frame hell sweep. You see, there was a lot of secret just frames in this game, like a lot of stuff, even stuff like that I'm watching right now that I didn't even know existed. So yeah, that's an example. A lot of crazy just frames in that game, and they were all really like weird to do and hard to do. Let me show you the just frame laser scraper. This is OP. This is the move. This move was really broken, right? Because it's unblockable, and you just had to literally hold that. So a lot of people will win Evo with Jin just doing that move. It was really crazy. So Tekken 4 had broken stuff like that. And then, of course, Tekken 5 had the Steve Infinite. So, of course, old fighting games had broken stuff, but in general, it was still harder to play because there was no comeback factors, no rage arts, no armor moves. Tag 1, just straight up movement, fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at Tekken Tag 1 quick. Just look at some of this. So you can see how this game is. This game was hard as hell to play too, because the moveset was really limited. There was no crushes, no high crush, no low crush. It was just spacing, poking, and movement. and trying to get like a punish, and then finding a safe way to tag. So it was real fundamental based. Like having the high crush and low crush, that was added in Tekken 5. In Tekken 5 that was added. So a lot of old school Tekken players hated Tekken 5 because of the crush system. They found it was scrubby, that you could just high crush or low crush your way out of a move instead of just having to space your way out or block it. So these games had a lot more blocking, a lot more spacing. You couldn't be a scrub to play these games pretty much. Like you see, they just spacing and poking back and forth and whiff punishing and stuff like that. And just, you know, just playing fundamentals, no rage neither. So they just like outplaying each other. You see that? A lot of spacing. A lot of whiff punishing, you know, little 50-50s here and there, poking. So as you can see, the level of play is really hard. So you can already tell in this game you have to like have good fundamentals, and you just have to block really well. And of course, information was hard to find because it wasn't really no guides or nothing like that. And the movement is really crazy in this game. So if you had bad movement in this game, you were going to be bad. It's not like Tekken 7 where if you have bad movement, you can't backdash or move well, you can still beat people because the movement is not great in that game. But in this game, if your movement sucked, you was gonna get bodied because all the top players had great movement in this game. All the top players could move really well. As you can see, the movement on both of them is excellent, and they're just spacing and playing fundamentals. Of course, this game had broken stuff. Like Jin was really good. I think Chang's were really good, and the ogres were OD. It's pretty cool to look at this too, to see the difference in the fundamentals and spacing. They're just spacing and playing footsies. It's really cool to watch. But I don't think fighting games will ever be back to this because they want to do stuff for the casual audience. You feel me? They want the casual audience to feel like they could win. Because a casual player or a mediocre player is not going to be able to play Tekken like this. They're not going to understand what's going on. They just want to beat you out of moves and rush you down. Like nobody wants to play solid. You see? He played the time over. You saw that? So that's the difference between old fighting games and new fighting games. And you see how hard it is to get good at old fighting games and how different they are than newer fighting games. How newer fighting games are way more scrubbier and easier to play. And then we got Tekken 8, which got, you know, the heat. If you keep blocking, you eat chip damage. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at a Tekken 8 video now with the chip damage. So we could look at the Tekken 8 systems. Let's look at this law thing with the chip damage. As you can see, watch. Look at the law stuff with the chip damage. See that? Look at the. See, in this game, that's the thing with this game. It's gonna be even easier to play. DSS is way easier to do. You just press forward. They got the heat dash stuff. You see, there's a lot of chip damage just for blocking. Look at all that chip he's losing just for blocking. So in this game, DSS, you just press forward to do it. A lot of notations, they simplified them a lot. Like to do instant running, you just press forward 3 times and then do the running move. You just press forward 3 times and then a button and the instant running comes out. So they made everything a lot easier. So Tekken 8 is going to be the scrubbiest and easiest Tekken game to play. Hopefully it's still better than Tekken 7. But this game has a lot of really scrubby stuff. Look at that. All of this stuff is really easy to do. Easy war carry stuff. Easy chip. Easy mix-ups. Look at that. All chip damage. You can't kill somebody for doing chip though. But look at that. Easy armor move into heat too. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. And let me know what type of videos you guys have in mind for me to make. And check out all my stuff. fightinggm_Tekken is the Twitch. TikTok fightinggm, Twitter fightinggm. I'm gonna put all my sponsors below, so y'all could, you know, do my little mobile games, and DX Racer for the exclusive esports chairs, Rogue Energy for the drinks, Metafy for the coaching, Nexus Store for the Capcom games. So I'm gonna holla at you guys, and thanks for watching, and peace out. Take care.